My practice manager wants to use Canva for everything, from client alerts to pitch decks. I can see it's cost effective, but worry it might look a bit amateur. When should we stick with Canva versus bringing in a proper designer? Great question. And I think the answer to this one is it's not one or the other. So let me explain. Canva, first and foremost, is a design tool. And actually, it's just like the ones that professional designers use. But it tends to be a bit more pared back, a few less features. But for the most part, it does everything that most professional designers would need to do. I kind of describe it as being like an excellent tool for, say, laying out designs, but without the need for having an in-house designer with more complicated software. But I think if you're thinking it as a complete replacement for a designer, I think that's where it can get you into trouble. And here's why. So one of Canva's most attractive features, and I think it's one of the key reasons why it's so successful, is that it has an enormous amount of templates. I Googled it before this, and they claim to have about 4.5 million templates. And the idea with these templates is that a non-designer can grab one of the templates, change the colors, maybe replace an image or insert an image, change some words around, and that the output will look professional. And this is where I think it doesn't work as well. So even with like millions of templates, the outputs just look like they've been done unprofessionally. And we see this a bit with website templates as well. They just have that kind of look that it hasn't been done professionally. So my advice would be, if you want to appear professional, which it sounds like you do, and which you should, but you want to save some money, it would be to have a professional designer prepare some custom Canva templates for all your use cases. So for a law firm, it's usually going to be social media posts, event invites, say staff announcements, so someone's joined the firm, that type of thing. And what a professional designer can do is they can get that all set up in Canva. It's completely bespoke to your branding, but it's something that then your practice manager would be able to populate. So I thought maybe another way just to kind of explain this would be to give you an analogy. So mentioned in your question that you're a general practice. So let's say, for example, that you help businesses with commercial contracts. And you could kind of offer this in a few different ways. Like the first is you could just create a standard template for all small businesses and put it on your website, and they could pay a small fee. That might be like option one. Option two might be you could set up a precedent that's specific to their business, and then that business can go and self-populate the contract each time. And you got like kind of an more extreme version. Again, it's going to depend on the clients, but you could prepare a client every single time you could prepare a contract every single time the client needs one. And so there's probably going to be a bit of a setup fee and then like an ongoing fee for every time you need to update it. And obviously, option three would be the best result. It's going to be the most safe result. But option two, where you've given them a template that they can then self-populate, is pretty practical. I think option one, just a blanket kind of template that any kind of business use that they can self-populate, is obviously going to be issues with that. And whilst the stakes aren't as high, like a legal contract versus, say, the design of a social media post, it's not the same. I'd still argue that, like, as a lawyer and a law firm, you've got years, if not decades of experience. You've spent all this money on education and on the firm, and you've got staff all who've done the same thing. I think it warrants getting some professionally designed templates. It's a pretty small investment to make all that kind of hard-earned experience and expertise look professional in front of your clients and your referrers and your prospects. So wrap it up. I think Canva is a great design tool for an in-house practice manager to use, but you'll get a much better result from having a professional designer set it up for them to populate.